Welcome to the LifeLine Master Series. Enjoy this LifeLine Master Series interview with Denise Robinson. Hey Denise.
Hi Darren.
Welcome to the LifeLine Masterclass. So excited to be with you, my masterful friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I'm so honored and so excited to have this opportunity just to talk on a heart level and get to know you better, because you've really been an inspiring person to me, and you're an inspiring person to so many people in the world. And thank you for choosing to show up in life and be such a powerful woman and a confident leader that inspires others to be their best self. So I'm excited to have this fun dialogue with you.
Thank you.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Tell me what a day in the life is for Denise Robinson. You know, what does it look like? You know, here you are as a mom, professional kinesiologist, a teacher. Do you have a practice or certain habits or rituals that you put into place that allow you to show up in the way that you do at the high level that you show up?
Yeah, I do. For me, each day is a little different. So I've got the kids a couple of days and I'm treating and, in the clinic a few days a week as well as teaching. So they're quite different, but I have certain things I do every day regardless. So I'm always lighting incense every morning. That's just my way of connecting to the universe and cleansing my space and energy to start the day. It's what I manifest with. So every morning when I use the incense, I work out what I'm manifesting for the day. So that's just part of everything. On top of that, I always draw an oracle card. I have many decks, probably too many decks. And from that, I sort of it's like I ask a question and then get an answer from a card. And from then I set an intention by using the LifeLine Ignite connection process. So then my intention is normally based on what I'm manifesting and whatever card I drew for the day. So it sort of links all three together quite beautifully. So that's kind of my rituals for the morning. I suppose when I'm in clinic, I do extra things. I have essential oils burning and have a few rituals I do in clinic. Throughout the day, I don't really have any rituals as such, but I very much about looking after myself. I don't do wheat or dairy. I'm always drinking water with lemon and mint in it just to hydrate myself. And I love what I do. So for me, I'm not actually going to work. It's a beautiful part of doing kinesiology and LifeLine is it's a joy to work with people. So there's no real rituals with that. It's just I'm going into clinic, and that's just another part of my life. I suppose the other thing that I am known for doing is I'm a bit of a metaphor junkie. So that's what I like to call it, is I find the metaphor in everything in life. So no matter what's going on with me or people around me, the kids, hubby, if something happens, there's no coincidences in my mind. Everything happens for a reason. So I'm forever finding, why did that happen? What's the emotion around that? And tuning into that and lifting the vibration of that. And, if I fall over and hurt my knee, well, why did I hurt that knee? Or what's happened that's caused me to do that? So that's a big part of my day, is little synchronicities and just raising the vibration of that. I think that's really interesting.
I love that. I love that curious nature about you.
Yeah. It's interesting. I have friends ring me and say, I've just done this. What's that mean? And I go, oh, that's this, it's just tuning into what the body represents emotionally. And if you clear the emotional connection or that body part and what that relates to, then you've shifted that vibration and the symptoms go away.
You start to recognize patterns in certain things. Do you see that?
Yeah. And certainly with, certain things will happen a couple of times to really get your attention. And then all of a sudden you get the message and it doesn't happen again, but
wait a second, that's the second time I stubbed my toe or.
Yeah. Or if the kids are doing that, they run into a table 3 times in the same spot, they hit their head or they hit their arm. It's like, okay, what's that? What's going on? And then you work on that with them, and all of a sudden they're not doing it anymore. It's beautiful. And then I suppose the only other thing is to end my day. I always like to try and do some exercise or form. That doesn't happen every day with just the life I'm leading at the moment, but yoga or a run or a walk with the dog is good. And my final thing that I've done forever with my hubby is we will always go to bed with a cup of tea and chat about the day. Give gratitude for whatever we did for the day and just reflect on, well, how was your day? What did you get up to? And that's what we do when the kids are in bed, and it's beautiful. It's a nice way to end the day.
Full circle. What was your intention for today?
Today it was, oh God, I haven't put it on the Ignite thing yet. It was, I am strong, feeling connected.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So I have a question, and just really bridging from these beautiful practices that you implement in your life, and the way that you utilize metaphor as the metaphor junkie that you are, Denise, the metaphor junkie Robinson. What's your view on stress? How do you see stress in life?
Well, I see it everywhere. I mean, it's so common, isn't it? It's all around you. I mean, I try to not watch the news, and we're not big TV people. And one of the reasons for that is it's so negative. It puts fear in people. It puts people in a stress response. I feel like it promotes negativity. It's everywhere. I feel stress comes from a few areas from my experience with clients and myself, I suppose. It's time orientated. The world is a time place. So all these time restrictions causes people to have stress, and high expectations, whether people putting them on themselves or other people putting, expectations on them, or trying to meet certain expectations, that just causes stress. And it comes back to, my belief is it comes back to not enough self-love, not enough self-nurturing. If people were to nurture themselves more, put themselves first, and spend more time on themselves, the stress wouldn't be there. Because it really is, for me, it's about a negative mind chatter. And the mind gets into this negative pattern, which causes the stress. And then the body gets online because of the mind. The body just gets overwhelmed. It can't keep up with the mind. And then the heart just gets forgotten. It can't just be, it's not feeling. And I mean, if people were to feel more and be really in their heart space, and grounded and connected, I suppose, stress wouldn't be there. It's when people are disconnected and overwhelmed and too many deadlines and restrictions that it causes the body to go into stress, whether it's the mind or the physical or the heart or the emotional stuff comes out, whatever it is. I feel like that's where it comes from.
Yeah, it's powerful. That's an extraordinary conscious view of stress, and one that I would imagine has been an evolution for you, as anything. And so, here you are, you've been a kinesiology practitioner for 10 years, right?
Probably 12 years.
12 years. So 10,
my 12th year, I think. Yeah.
And you're a teacher in the kinesiology industry. You run a private practice. You own By the Bay Kinesiology. You're a new certified LifeLine practitioner, and you went through the LifeLine program and really passionately embraced it. You're a busy mom, and you really have a full-on life. I've got a personal question for you. What do you feel was your defining moment? What happened to you or didn't happen that was your defining moment where ultimately it was the catalyst for you to be in this place where you see stress in this way as a feedback for self-love, that you metaphorically look at life going, wait a second, what's the universe saying for me? That you've established these practices for living your life, waking up, going to bed with your hubby. What would you say was your defining moment?
My defining moment was, when was it? December 2004. And for me, through my childhood and early adulthood, I used to get really bad cramps in my legs, like severe cramps. When I was little, not so bad, but going into early adulthood, like late teens and even early 20s, like extreme. and, wake me up during the night, disturb my sleep. I'd be a crying mess on the couch, like, why is this happening? I've tried everything. I mean, I tried all Western medicine, supplements and naturopaths and everything, threw everything at me. Nothing got rid of the cramps, and it was just debilitating. And then someone said to me, go and see a kinesiologist. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I mean, I had no idea. So I went to this girl that someone referred me to, and had one session with her, and
Who
was
is
like,
it? What's this woman's name?
Rebecca Richards.
Cool.
Yeah, she's really cool. Very good friend of mine now. And so I went to have a session with her, and I was like, what, don't know what you're doing. This is pretty awesome though. Whatever you're telling me is amazing. And what it was for me was the cramps were representing a lack of not nurturing myself. So I was like, okay, yep, that's probably quite relevant. So I had one session, went away, they went. I mean, they just went. And I was like, that is just unbelievable. So 2 weeks later I went back, and she's like, what are you back for? Did they go away? I went, yeah, they went away. She goes, so what are you here for? And I said, I want to do what you do. What are you doing? Whatever you're doing, I want to learn it. And then that was December, and the end of the following January, she was my teacher. And that's where I learned. I mean, it's a beautiful circle, isn't it? And and so she went and taught me, and that was it. I've done many courses since then, but that was a very defining moment about, that the body is talking to me and I'm not listening. And I was in the corporate world. I was a very successful executive assistant. I was a board secretary. I was a commercial manager, and I did a lot of international travel. And it was stressful. It was long, long days. It was demands beyond what I could actually keep up with, but I was continuing to, but the body wasn't. And that had happened a lot through my life when I reflected back on it. So this was just like, I'm not doing that anymore. And so I switched, and within a year I was facilitating kinesiology sessions in clinic, and 3 years after that I was teaching kinesiology, and here I am as a LifeLine practitioner. So the journey's just continued and will continue to continue.
And so it's interesting. So what a great journey, and what a incredible experience, from your fate of leg cramps to Rebecca, to discovering kinesiology, to being a teacher of kinesiology, to then finding LifeLine. And how did you find it?
Okay, so I went for a kinesiology session, which turned into a LifeLine session. And I can't even explain to you what happened in that session. This was in 2008, but it was like, wow, what was that? Robbie Zeck. And then I can't explain what she did. I didn't know what she was doing, but it was just resonated at a deep level. And I was like, wow, what is that? So she said, oh, it's LifeLine Technique. I was like, who's that? And it's Dr. Darren Weissman. Okay. So I went away, and then I was like, Googling, get your book. So I read The Power of Infinite Love and Gratitude. And then I had kids in between all of this. And then I read Awakening to the Secret Code of Your Mind. And then after that, I did used to have a home study kit. I couldn't get to the training because I had little children. So I got that, passionately studied that, was like, wow, this is amazing. It's just going deeper and deeper, and this is where I want to be. And I wanted to use it not just for myself for discovery. I mean, I was so intrigued about it, and I've still got the piece of paper where she wrote down all the bits that happened in that session. I mean, I still have it. That's 8 years ago. It's been a long journey for me to get to here. I've had to be very patient. And for me, it was then wanting to know it for me, but more so wanting to be able to use it on my clients. It was just something that was life-changing. I remember walking out of there a different person and thinking, what the heck just happened? Like, that was amazing. So, for me, I had to do the hands-on. I had to go and do the training because I'm a kinesthetic learner. I need to be feeling and touching and actually doing the practical. And I wanted to complete the healing circle. I've always felt in kinesiology, and I don't now, it's interesting, but there was always something missing. And I always knew it was your stuff. I knew it was the LifeLine technique because I'd come across it, but I just hadn't learned it fully. And I was like, that is going to complete stuff for me in the clinic. That's going to bring a whole nother dimension of the way in which I work, of living a life of intention, and just changing my perspective on life. And I was like, I've got to do this. So yeah, then I went and did it. And I feel like it's completed the clinic environment and me. Like, the way I perceive the world is just, it's different. It's really different.
So in this shift of perspective, perception, what's your LifeLine story? How has, from your own experience of having LifeLine done for you, doing LifeLine sessions for yourself, having other LifeLine practitioners work with you, what's your LifeLine story?
For me, it's now, it's interesting because I'm now, I mean, I don't know if I wasn't before. I mustn't have been, because now I realize that I'm so much more in the moment. Like, I'm really present. I feel more love and passion to things that I'm doing, and I feel like I connect on that level. And whenever there's a body niggle or something going on, I run a process on it. I run the Ignite process or a full LifeLine session on myself, and it just goes away. Like, you might have a sore arm or you've got this emotion going on within you. You run the LifeLine technique and it's gone within hours, within minutes, within the next day. But it's like it lifts the vibration. So for me, that's amazing. The other thing is I can transform a negative into a positive before it leaves my mouth. So if I'm about to think about saying something that I wouldn't want to say, that's just negative, or even more so to myself than to anyone else, I almost correct it before it comes out. So this perception in my mind has changed by doing LifeLine, where it's about living intention. It's about being present and being connected and being in your heart, not your head. So how I talk is a reflection of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Powerful. As a mom, as a wife, as a practitioner with your clients, as just a human being, having that type of awareness is profound. It is. I so appreciate it. And you've shared a lot, but like, if somebody was thinking about learning the LifeLine technique, and they're like, well, I know a lot. I've done a lot of techniques. I do emotional things. I know how to tap, or, I might do Psyche or different things like that. Why would you recommend somebody going through the journey of becoming certified in the LifeLine technique?
I want to say, why wouldn't I? Because it's amazing. So the things that really stand out for me, there's lots, but I'll give you a snapshot of the main things, is it changes your perception on life, the way you view life. Being in your company gives you a different perspective on how to view life, and it's never the same again. You never view life the way you used to. I can't even remember how I used to view it, but I know when I came back after the first lot of training, I was like, things are different. The way I'm looking at people, the way I'm looking at myself, my family, the connections, clients, and the way I view life is different. And I'm always turning. There's no such thing as a problem. It's a portal, right?
Right.
So always using a portal to find the gift. Like, why is that portal there? What's the gift behind it? Yes, it might be in some strange wrapping paper, but what is that gift? And always looking for the gift in things. I feel like LifeLine keeps me present. It keeps me connected, and processing subconscious emotions within minutes. Wow. The see, feel, hear process is amazing. You can do that on your friends, your family, loved ones. In clinic, I use it, 10 times a day. I use it constantly. Some sessions I just do see, feel, hears all day. Right. Just being able to process subconscious emotions, why would you want to hold on to them? Just let them go, right? So doing that is just a 10 for that. But the self-healing is amazing. The oh my God moments, the realizations that you get when you're there and you go, oh God, really? Yeah, it's powerful stuff, that what you're teaching, especially in the live training, and what you get from that. Living a day or every day with an intention. I've always lived with a similar sort of philosophy, but now that I've done LifeLine, I actually set the intention and I say it, 50, 100 times a day. Before, I used to just set it, light some incense, draw a card, manifest it, but then I wouldn't think about it again until maybe at night time in bed, and that was it. So I'm now doing it all day. It's a lot more powerful doing it all day, of course, than doing it once. My personal favorite thing for LifeLine is the core limiting belief.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's,
Why?
if you want to get to the nuts and bolts of things,
how do you explain that? What is a core limiting belief?
Well, a core limiting belief is changing a limiting belief of someone and what they have to an infinite potential. It's changing your perception of a particular event or emotion or physical symptom or whatever it is, or a past thing in your life, to where you want it to be. It's creating a different clarity of vision. How do I want to see this particular scenario or situation or stressor in my life? How do I want to see it? It's changing it to that. It's so profound. I mean, you go back and you find where this came from. You find out the story of how it got there, and it shifts. You raise the consciousness of it. And I mean, it's just do LifeLine for core limiting belief. That is the nuts and bolts. I think that is, yeah, that's gold. And I think the big thing, the most important thing for me is that life is never the same after LifeLine. It's different, and it just happens that way. I mean, with any course, stuff's a bit different, but some courses, I mean, I've done a lot of kinesiology courses. You do them, you learn the content, you use it in clinic. It doesn't change your life. It changes techniques that you use in clinic. It gives you more tools, I guess, healing things. LifeLine, yes, it gives you tools, it gives you techniques, but wow, it gives you a change of life, a change of perception. It raises your consciousness so that physical niggles and things that you had there, they will shift, they will change, they'll go. It does all of that. So things are just different. And the other thing I probably want to say is that if people are going to go and do boot camp, do it, bring it, be present, face whatever comes up. I mean, that is deep. It gets right into your life, right into all the aspects of your life, and you will love yourself so much more from doing boot camp. It opens you up to a different perspective on how you see things and think, wow, that's really going on. Like, yeah. So, you know, the whole LifeLine certification program is amazing. I'm loving the way that you're going to be doing it online. Through webinars. I think that's a beautiful way to teach it, and everyone should just take the plunge. You'll never look back. It's changed my life, and I thank you so much. It's
beyond an honor and beyond a pleasure. And it's amazing because when we learn something that becomes a tool or a practice for loving ourselves, then we can actually care for and be there for those that we love. And, you know, whether it be our family, our friends, our clients as kinesiologists, it is a ripple, but it always has to start with ourselves. And, you know, you, my very, very bright friend, and I feel so honored because everyone who goes through the process, I feel honored to get to know. And I really especially feel honored to get to know you and to form this beautiful friendship and connection. Because you're making such a positive impact in the world and impacting people in ways that literally is a game changer. And I want to thank you for showing up in the way that you do and sharing from your heart so that other people that are moms and business owners and have life experiences, they can see that there really are steps that we can take, practices, ways that we can really live our best life. So
absolutely, it enhances your life.
Yeah. Well, on this masterclass, my masterful friend, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
Shining bright. Infinite love and gratitude. Awesome.
Take care.
Have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for watching this video with Denise Robinson and I. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. If you want to learn more about the LifeLine Technique, click on the link below and it'll take you to 3 free videos that take a deeper dive into the LifeLine Technique. First video is about muscle reflex testing, how to use it for yourself, how to use it with other people, to get to the root of subconscious patterns that affect the health of our body, our relationships. And second video is about the triune brain theory, how our brain, how our mind influence the behavior, the relationships in our life, and how to create quick and natural changes. And the third, it's the secret sauce of the LifeLine Technique, infinite love and gratitude, what that is all about. So once again, thank you so much, and see you on the other side. Click on the link below, and have a day filled with infinite love and gratitude.